Club in Manhattan Beach, California, the Prime Ticket Network presents the best in women's professional tennis. Today, it's the finals of the $350,000 Virginia Slims of Los Angeles as Martina Navratilova meets Monia Seles. A very pleasant good afternoon to you. I'm Tony Hernandez, and welcome to the finals of this very fine tournament. When you discuss players, the quality of a Martina Navratilova and a Monia Seles, the anticipation and excitement preceding such a match seems to equal that of a heavyweight championship fight, if you'll permit me the analogy. And I'm pleased once again to be working with one of the treasured personalities in tennis, Vic Braden. And Vic, what is the significance of this tournament for the women who play here in Manhattan Beach?
Well, it's awfully big. First, it's a prelude to the national championships, which is very, very important. Secondly, you have the 9-time Wimbledon champion, Martina Navratilova, and the 9-time potential Wimbledon champion, Monia Seles. What more could you ask for?
Not much more. Now, Martina came up with an injury in the third set of her semifinal victory yesterday, but she was able to play through it. The mystique of this particular injury is that she says it comes and goes. So what might we expect from her today?
Well, I think it's going to come a lot today because Monia Seles is going to test her knees, her ankles, her shoulder, every possible joint in her body, in my opinion. So she's going to have to run a ton. So if she's got a real serious problem there, it's going to surface somewhere because Monia is playing like a steamroller.
Also working with us is another marvelous personality, Tracy Austin, who spoke with Navratilova's coach Craig Carden earlier. Tracy, what did he say about the leg?
I spoke to Craig before, and he said that Martina's leg is fine. And actually, I saw her out practicing this morning, and she didn't have it taped or anything. So I think she's going to be fine today. And you know, one of the most interesting things about today's match is that they have such contrasting styles. You know, Martina Navratilova loves that serve and volley. She's very aggressive, always getting that strong serve in, always up to the net whenever she can be. Covering the court, even covers those lobs so well. She's going to be all over that net. And of course, Monia Seles, she hugs the baseline. Trying to get her to the net is almost impossible. But that's okay because her ground strokes are awesome. She makes her opponent run from one side to the other, and she hits with such power. She gets her arms, she gets her shoulders, her hips, everything into the shot, and she is just terrific. It should be a great match out here today. Back to you, Tony.
All right, Tracy. And Vic, can we use the old cliche? Will it come down to who wants it the most today, or are there other key factors involved as well?
Well, you know, sometimes it's how you start off a match. And these kind of players, Monia doesn't let you get back into a match. You know, when Martina yesterday got behind, she knew she could come back because Zina did not have weapons from the baseline. Monia from the baseline has an unbelievable weapon. She is an offensive player from 10 feet behind the baseline. So Martina will not get the chance to breathe easily if she starts going down a little bit.
And there you have it. Please stay with us for the finals of the Virginia Slims of Los Angeles between Martina Navratilova and Monia Seles. We'll be right back in just a moment. And we are coming to you from the Manhattan Country Club in beautiful Manhattan Beach, California, for the finals of the Virginia Slims of Los Angeles. Prime Ticket presents Virginia Slims Tennis, brought to you by the John Culbertson Winery in the Temecula Valley, one of America's most respected creators of classic champagne. And today's final matches up two very fine players, obviously. Martina Navratilova, the #1 seed in this tournament, and Monia Seles, seeded second. Martina Navratilova, a legendary figure in the sport of tennis at 33 years of age, going for her 7th singles championship this year. And Vic Braden will help read the map on her road to the finals here.
Well, Debbie Graham, a tall player from Orange County, she defeated 1 and 2. Then Lindquist 1 and 1, and on the way only 7 games lost, as you see. Love and 1 over Rinaldi, and then she ran into real toughie Zina Garrison 6-4 in the third.
She played a lot of tennis yesterday. She won that match over Zina in 3 sets. It was a long, tough match, and then she went out and lost a 3-set doubles match. So she played a lot of tennis yesterday.
Confronting Martina Navratilova on the other side of the net is one of the brightest young stars on the tour today, 16-year-old Monia Seles. Now lives in the United States, as you can see. She's also going for her 7th singles championship this year. And Vic, how did she get to the finals?
Well, she's 16 going on 26. She beat Keller 2-2. Then Ann Smith, a fine net player, 3-3. Then Amy Fraser, a buzzsaw, 7-5. But that's good to have under your belt, because then she ran into Fernandez and just wiped her off the court, and Mary Jo did not play poorly. One and love.
Monica yesterday didn't spend much time on the court at all. She whipped Mary Jo. It was under an hour, so she's ready for this match today for sure.
A feature of which we have become very fond here on Prime Ticket is Vic's Picks.
Well, I like to go for the picks because it puts me on the spot. But anyway, on the forehand, this may surprise you. I give it to Seles. On the backhand, I give it to Seles. On the serve, I go to Martina. On the return, I call it even. At net play, that's Martina. And on foot speed, I go even. And intangibles, I go even. Boy, I tell you, that really calls for a gigantic match.
Tracy, that's 5-5. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I do agree with it. Vic, I think you just filled that return in on Martina's side. On Seles' side. Because before you had Navratilova as the better returner.
No, actually, I wanted it even, and they were right, and I was wrong. I gave it an even. And one of the reasons was on her knee, and see whether she could move on that service return or not. So crew is right on target.
These two have played each other 4 times before, as you can see. Navratilova with a 3-1 edge. But Seles won their last meeting at the Italian Open quite convincingly. And the wind is kicking up here in Manhattan Beach under beautiful blue skies. Can that be a factor in this court, in this arena?
Well, there's wind on both sides, so it really isn't a factor. Just that when it is quite windy, you have to aim a little bit more inside the lines. Give yourself a little bit more margin for error. And it is quite hot out there today. It's hotter than it was yesterday.
You know, Tony, it can be a factor on the service toss. The higher the toss, the greater the problem. If it's a severe wind, it can vary a ball as much as 13, 14 inches by the time it hits, if it's a high toss and a severe wind. The low toss has a little bit of an advantage.
Our chair umpire for this championship match is Jan Ryan of Huntington Beach.
Jan, a fine umpire. She's done a lot of research with us out there at Kodo on eyes, what umpires can see, what players can see, and so on. Ooh, Tracy, that came in soft. Did you see what I just saw? That's the slowest serve I've seen her hit.
Double fault.
Might be a little nervous.
And she's got a little bit higher toss, and I think that she was having trouble. You're right. I think a combination of nervousness, but who wouldn't be?
Now she's pounding away as per normal.
Actually, I would think Martinez would be nervous also because she got cooked last time, 1-1. And Monica played so extremely well yesterday. She knows she's in for a tough match.
15 all.
Uh-oh. Trace, you know, you see those first game jitters. I mean, she just stuck her arm up. Her feet did not even get off the pad.
She's ranked number 3 in the world, Monia Seles.
A phenomenal leap.
Yeah, look, I really do think they're a little bit tight out there in this first game. You have to get your range and get your feel.
Trace, that's what she's going to have to do. If she gets any soft serve, she's got to go and maybe even down the center, not give her that wide angle, but she's going to have to hit that approach shot or approach return really well.
First game goes to Monia Seles.
You're right with that, Vic. I think Martina wants to be at the net as much as possible because that's where she feels most comfortable, and she can't trade ground strokes with Monica. She just doesn't have the penetrating shots from the backcourt. She doesn't hit as deep, and Monica is going to kill her back there.
Tracy Austin also had an opportunity to speak with both of these players prior to this match, and here's what they had to say.
Well, try to keep the ball away from her, which is difficult because she's very tall and has got very long arms and legs, but she hits the ball really, really well. I'll just try to keep her off balance, give her some junk if I can, and come in. Obviously, I'm not going to beat her from the baseline. Just try to change it up so that she doesn't know what's coming.
The last time I played Martina was on a clay, so this is totally different game on a hard court, and Martina is playing well. So, I mean, I'm just going to go out there and hit as hard. I can't play too many tactics and just go for my shots. If I have a good day, I'll have a good chance. If not, then she'll win.
Pretty good analyses by both players.
Yeah, I think it's funny that Monica's strategy is just to go hit it hard. You know, that's the way she plays best. And I remember listening to Bjorn Borg once. They asked him what his strategy was, and he said, you know, I hit it mostly cross court, and then once in a while maybe I hit it down the line, and that was it. It worked. He won 5 Wimbledons and 7 French Opens, and her strategy is just to hit hard, hard, and harder.
One thing about Monica, she's not off a lot on ground strokes, whereas Martina can start to sail the ball, especially on the backhand side. So Martina is good all the time. I mean, Monica is good all the time off the baseline, and Martina has some ups and downs off the baseline.
Could not handle that first serve by Navratilova.
You know, Trace, she double faulted yesterday 8 or 9 times, but she had only double faulted twice up until that match. So she has been serving beautifully. And I know you gave the edge to Seles on the service return. I call it even.
Double fault. There's her first.
And of course you gave the edge on the serve to Martina, and I do agree with that. But coming into this match, Martina only has 5 aces. And Seles has 13.
Overhit it.
30.
Boy, that's...
Look at that record, huh?
Yeah, well, I tell you, you need a bigger TV station in order to get all the records in.
Oh. That was a tight forehand volley. Hit it behind her. Elbow came in close to her body. That's her weaker side, if she have a weaker side at the net.
We're just above the players, so that's why we're speaking softly when the action is in progress.
Great return. I saw Monica warming up about an hour before the match, and she was practicing those returns a lot. Watch her how she comes in and hits it on the rise, so out in front of her body.
I think she has a future. Yeah, the kid can play. And she could be invited to some major events this year. There's the one we're talking about, floating. She's got to be able to hit that topspin, or if she can't hit that well, then which she has. She owns that backhand topspin, but when she gets a wind behind her and underspins that, floats it a lot.
Does it look at all to either of you like Martina's trying to aim her shots right now?
She's kind of guiding the ball. You have to hit them. That's too tough. Martina's going to have a stronger coming in shot than that. Because otherwise, this is what's going to happen. Monica's going to be able to get set, pick either side she wants to go to, and whack right down the line.
(30-15).
You know, Trace, it's interesting because on her forehand side, she bats cross-handed, as you would say in baseball, but on her backhand side, which is more effective, the right hand is on top of the left hand in an American batting style. So she's a little weaker on the cross-handed side.
yelling at
40-15.
herself.
Sometimes it takes that, and doesn't it, Trace? You know, you got to say, come on, don't be a toad. Get in there and hit that thing. She was making the right play.
Boy, that was a tight forehand.
And Martina can't break back, so she falls down love 3 in games here in the opening set. We'll be back in just a moment.
Championship match of the Virginia Slims of Los Angeles. How's this for a brief bio on Monia Seles? 6 in a row.
What a shot.
Threaded the needle on that one. She didn't have much room, but she got there.
Martina had positioned herself beautifully. If you watch, Martina was really at the net. Well, we won't see it this time, but she was there and in position. And Trace was right. Thread the needle. She had to be perfect.
Monia stands in and tries to attack on the second serve.
Just misses. 15 all.
You know, Vic, with the 2 hands on both sides, she's able to get such terrific angles because she just flicks her wrist at the last second. Really makes it much more difficult on her opponents.
Oh. It's out.
Now there Martina hit her forehand.
Right.
You talked about it earlier, Tony, but she was kind of guiding the ball. You can't do that against a Monia Seles. You have to go out and swing the arm through.
Which she was doing in her opening set yesterday against Zina Garrison.
Yeah, you really want Martina to come through here and make this a good match and start hitting because she's such an outstanding player. Wonderful to watch. She's got a lot of weapons when she breaks loose.
Thus far, the knee seems to be fine.
Navratilova wins her first game of the set and now trails 1-3.
Good feeling to get on the board, isn't it, Trace?
Yes, it is.
You say not in front of a crowd like this. It's a magnificent crowd, a magnificent tournament. Play good, baby.
Whoa. This tournament has been around for a long time. Billie Jean started it, and she started the first year in Long Beach. It's been around 19 years at the Forum and 7 years here at the Manhattan Country.
It's out.
30 love.
All started with what Billie Jean King thought was a bad line call. Imagine that. She challenged the lines person. Ended up, I'll tell you more about it later, 67 Seles.
Lovely tennis.
Boy, does she cover the court well. Watch Martina, who's twice the age of Monia Seles. She covers the court. I don't think Monia expected her to get this shot. She's so strong. She uses the wrist that last second.
40.
And that's what's of interest, to see her muscle a ball when she's pressed and then to get one where she's not pressed and then come up with a very rigid arm. A little tight yet, I think.
That's where Martina has to be. She has to be at the net. She can't trade ground strokes with Monia.
And Tracy, she's not as tight as she was. She has loosened up considerably.
Good, deep approach shot. Hits a nice crisp volley into the open court.
She is quick, isn't she? Even quick feet.
used to watch Martina play basketball out at the Aspen Club. She really plays good basketball. Fine skier.
Nothing to do but trot off the court after that shot. 4-1 Seles. The finals of the Virginia Slims of Los Angeles will continue here on Prime Ticket after these messages. Way against Martina Navratilova so far in this championship match. We talked about Monia Seles' bio earlier. You would need a few volumes to show you everything Martina has done in this game.
It's incredible.
Look at that.
Yeah, you need a computer.
Also, she's so well-rounded. She's won 62 tournaments where she's won both the singles and the doubles in the same week.
As great as Billie Jean King was as a player, and they doubled her career singles title, Chris Evert, I should say, and Martina.
It's her second double fault. Pulled her head down. I think the wind is tough out there on that toss.
She's getting on herself a little bit.
Says get it up there.
Trying to fight her way back. Lovely shot.
She gives it the old fist pump right there. Great pickup. It's right at her shoelaces. Monica hit down on this shot. Not many people can hit a little drop volley like that.
The ace.
It's her first ace this match.
But you know, if Monica were a net player, when she hit at the feet, she would have been rushing forward. But she's so good at staying behind the baseline. But day will come, she'll be going forward on that play.
She usually does go forward. That's why she's so good.
40-15.
High topspin volley into her backhand. That's tough for a two-hander.
Game Navratilova, that serve measured at 88 miles per hour by the serve speed device here at the Manhattan Country Club.
I think it's important that we note again that Stefan Edberg was in the 80s in the Volvo Championships a couple weeks ago until he didn't crack the 100 mark and then get in the 90s until about the third game. So she can hit it a ton.
It's out. Just to compare, Monica's serve that last 7 miles per hour. Big difference. But she's up 4-2.
Sometimes it's not the 15-mile-an-hour difference. It's where it's placed.
I
too.
agree with you 100% there, Vic. And the speed, and not the speed, but the spin on the ball.
You bet.
Sometimes those high top spins are just as lethal. That time, Martina's coming in shot had a lot more sting on the ball. Monica wasn't able to get set and choose what side to hit it.
Well, I didn't catch that.
They said, come on, Martina, and she put up her hand.
Uh-oh. Made it.
Gets over. That's what you expect to see between these two.
Martina's drop shot was a little too high.
And
watch this. She comes in, and the drop shot is not short enough, and it's not low enough. It's still above the net when Monica gets there.
And Tracy, I'm surprised she played it. In my opinion, it was not a good choice of shots. She had position. She could have gotten in that, set herself up for a volley, took the gamble and lost.
That's it. Such a
shot. You know, it was that slice that set that shot up, because I think you can't play into Monica's hitting zone right around her hips. You've got to hit it either low or extremely high. You give her that hitting zone and she's going to kill you.
On the point prior to this one, Martina started flexing her right knee when she hurt yesterday.
40-30.
I'll tell you one thing is that she would have been up 40-15 if she had taken that short ball and not tried the drop shot. Boy, I tell you, one little turnaround like that, you make the wrong choice of shots, you suddenly find yourself on a losing end. But if Monica were serving 15-40 that last point, it would have been a different story.
Seles trying to go up 5-2.
Wait, please. Come here.
And we're at deuce. 40-40.
Martina took advantage of Monica's second serve.
Boy, she's got to do that, and it's got to be a good shot, too. Not just get in it, but hit it well.
Out.
Advantage Navratilova.
The crowd rallying behind Navratilova's effort here to break serve.
Big serve. Comes at an opportune time.
Boy, is that right, Trace. I mean, she had her chances to win. Martina got back into the game again, and she comes back up with that big serve. Son of a gun. It's big. Two lefties.
Oh, great shot. You know, Monica plays a lot like Andre Agassi does in the men's game. She plays close to the baseline, loves to hit the ball in the rise, hits every ball as hard as she can. You know, Vic, it's hard to hit the ball that hard and have such consistency. You also have to move so fast when you play that close to the baseline.
Boy, is Martina mad. Ooh.
And Monica Seles goes up 5-2 in the first set. We'll be back with more tennis from Manhattan Beach in just a moment.
In the realm of expensive motor cars, no amount of leather, wood, or paint.
Just one game away from winning the opening set here at the championship match of the Virginia Slims of Los Angeles, which is brought to you by the John Culbertson Winery in the Temecula Valley, one of America's most respected creators of classic champagne. Martina has a lot of crowd support here in Manhattan Beach. She's won this tournament 6 times before.
She's won every tournament 6 times before.
Good point.
Tracy, I'm interested on Martina's approach shot. She's kind of jabbing at it,
Blocking
and it's blocking, and it's coming up too softly. Monica's getting too set.
She's frustrated.
She is. She hit a big serve, and Monica was able to adjust her hands at the last second to get a great return.
Oh.
Tell you, Tracy, if I were playing her or teaching against her, I would try to hit into that left side, cover the down the line, and force her to pass cross court, because she's got to take the back of her right hand and flick it.
Wow.
Second ace for Martina. Can't hit him any better than that. The angle was terrific. Not only was this serve hard, but look at the angle. Unreturnable. that is strong. You know, Monica has the air about her when she walks on the court. I'm not saying she's cocky, but she thinks that she's invincible, that she's unbeatable, and she should, because she's had such an incredible year. She's incredibly poised for 16 years old.
Although, publicly, she has stated that she feels a scared feeling when she takes the court, only because she has such high expectations from the public.
Game Navratilova. 5-3 Seles.
Of course, she's been able to live up to those expectations.
Let's see how the money is dispersed here at the Virginia Slims of Los Angeles. $70,000 for the winner, $28,000 for the runner-up. Still first serve.
Tony, I think it's class that she's expressed her feelings, because it means she's got enough confidence to say who she is and still feel good about herself.
Wonderful exchange there.
That was. Martina changed the pace. Okay, the slice, then a topspin. Watch Monica. She gets so on balance. Everything is going through the ball. Stays down low.
I think that's a fairly dangerous shot. That little underspin that she just hit to Martina works against some players, but Martina, I think, will come in on that ball.
I think that's her toughest shot. Monica's weakness is those little short ones that she has to move into and kind of hit.
I agree. She needs her hips.
Kind of like Jimmy Connors on
Here's her
his
serve
forehand.
again.
Nice service, Martian. Off the ground a little early.
So it's 40-love. And Tracy, she hits that backhand with such explosiveness, and she's not a large, overpowering woman, but yet you can explain in a moment the strength.
Game Navratilova. She now trails in games 4-5. So, it's exciting now, as it has been for the whole match. But closer. We'll be back in just a moment. It's out.
Jeez, there are people getting up out of their seats to see that one.
I'll tell you, I think we're into a barn burner here. I'm enjoying this.
30-15.
Absolutely perfect for pre-Flushing Meadows, pre-Nationals. Great for both players. She better come in with a good second serve.
She just hits bullseyes all day, doesn't she?
She picks a spot and goes for it. She's putting a lot of pressure on Martina's serve because she attacks it. She becomes on the offensive here. She finds the line. And I think that's exactly what happens, is that Martina starts to try to overhit because she knows if she doesn't place it perfectly, Monica will have the answer. So now it's set point.
The crowd is becoming vocal behind Martina, which could bother a lot of players, but not her, I don't think.
Well, Tracy, when did you dig in when you were knowing that Martina was being favored by the crowd? Is that what Monica will do?
Boy, is she up for that shot.
Wins the opening set in grand style.
Martina's angry with herself. You know, Vic, most players, when they're out there, really don't think about the crowd that much. And actually, the player that I've seen affected the most, here we see a replay of this set point. Boy, does she get over there and hit it hard. Perfect. Ooh, tight forehand. The player I've seen the most get affected by the crowd is actually Martina. If somebody yells something to her, she'll talk back to them. She's very sensitive.
It's out. In other sports, Tracy, there's a non-flattering term for that called rabbit ears, where you hear everything from the crowd.
I think sometimes it's a lot better to be deaf out there. Monica, I think, is just so concentrated she doesn't hear the crowd. Great angle. That's what you have to do. It's tough to do. You've got to make Monica use that one hand. That means you really have her on the run.
Textbook.
Tell you, when you watch a shot like this, and she's under pressure, that's hard to do, especially if you're a little bit stiff with your body. You have to have very supple hands in that half volley.
This is that. It was out. Game Navratilova. So she comes back to break serve in the opening game of the second set. Stay tuned. We have lots more tennis from Manhattan Beach. We'll be right back.
Nestled in the wine country of Temecula is the John Culbertson.
6-4. And looking at the first set statistics, what can we learn from these? Well, the first serve accuracy of Monica shows up well.
Yeah, 73%. The question is getting the right serve at the right time. But unforced errors, 10 apiece. Points at the net. That's where Martina is going to have to shine. If she can hit that topspin, severe angle, get in there, or else chip deep down the center or to that left side.
Another ace.
Or you can throw 50 aces.
Third ace for Martina. I think she's going to have to serve a lot better. She should be serving better than Monica in order to win this second set.
Somebody's moving behind.
This is a very important match because both of these ladies have only played one tournament. Actually, this is the only tournament that they've played since Wimbledon and the only tournament until the U.S. Open.
Now you saw Martina serve there, and she shortened her swing. Very different serve now.
30-15. We're hearing the well-publicized grunt of Monia Seles, although she has toned it down since she's been, well, criticized somewhat in the papers.
That's right. She said she wants to be known as a great tennis player, not the woman who grunts on the circuit.
Well, at 1-love in 40-15 and to be passed on the service return. And Martina's got to throw one in here, because if she doesn't throw it in big, that means that she's going to have a lot of pressure on this one and get in there. She did it.
It worked, Vic. Game Navratilova, and she goes up 2 games to love in the second set.
I always like to watch her body language. Martina's walking with more authority. She's walking faster. A woman with a mission.
Got that right. I'll tell you, she better. Somebody's dipping into her wallet for about $30,000 if she doesn't.
well-deserved ovation for both players.
Well, Trace, I mean, what can you do? She gets the overhead smash. Monica returns it. She returns low. She throws a perfect stop volley. Monica gets it and then has to salute it. Look at it.
15 all.
Pretty smart, I say. There she gets Monica in there, and you could see that topspin lob coming, couldn't you? She said, hey, how'd you like to go north and south for a while rather than east and west? That's cute.
Moment of humor.
Ooh.
30 all.
Kind of guided that ball, didn't hit it.
That's right.
Even if you hit that slice ball, you've got to hit through it. Give it some pace.
You know, Trace, when the ball's coming off at a sharp angle, you have to hit a little harder. We talk about taking it on the rise and hitting it hard. When the incident angle is steep, if you don't hit it hard, it deflects off the racket at a more severe angle. So you got to come through pretty hard. You can't guide it, or it jumps off your racket.
Game Seles, her first game of the second set, which Navratilova leads 2-1.
We'll be right back in Manhattan Beach after these messages. Tournament. Martina, the leading money winner on the tour this year. Nearly $1 million. Steffi Graf second, followed by Martina's opponent today, Seles, then Jana Novotná and Zina Garrison. So much money to be offered in women's tennis.
Yes, it is. And Martina's career earnings are about $16 million. And Monica just passed the $1 million mark for her career at getting to the quarterfinals at Wimbledon.
First serve percentage accuracy.
Take a look at what Martina's done on that second set. 80%. Not bad, baby. That helps tell the story. Just what you said, Trace. You better get that bomber in there.
Here we go. Out. And Tracy, not only is there money to be made as a player, but once you're a successful player, there are other avenues for monetary gain as well. Clothing lines, endorsements.
That's about a 3/4 speed first serve. Tracy, that's pretty interesting. She's going to take the speed off and get in. It's kind of a surprise, Monica.
Great angle. Flicks the wrist at the last second. Yes, Tony, they say that Monica, between all of her endorsements this year, let's watch the ISO here. She flicks the wrist at the last second. It's one advantage of those two hands. Great serve. Had some spin on it.
You were about to tell me how much money she's worth.
This year alone, with on-court prize money and endorsements off the court, she'll be making about $4 million.
And how old is she?
She's 16.
Yeah.
She's doing great.
Sweet 16.
You know, this is great tennis. They're winning the points. It's just terrific.
40-15.
Well, I tell you, that one really had backspin, and Monica thought it was going out. And when she saw it go in, but Martina read it beautifully.
Game Navratilova. She leads 3 games to 1.
Tracy, what I see here, though, if I were playing Monica at the net, you cannot move laterally at the net. You've got to move forward, even if you guess wrong, because her angles are so sharp that if you move laterally, you're going to be one step behind and get past more. I would say take your pick, go for it, but go forward at the net, at that diagonal.
Out.
Love 15.
Martina's ground strokes are a little deeper this set also. Whoops, every time, Vic, that happens.
Oh, it's really amazing to me. I mean, you said just let your mouth open once and say something nice, but it's really true and more forceful. Right.
Great shot. I talked about the importance of this tournament leading up to the U.S. Open, which is a week away. But also there's prize money on the line and Kraft General food points. Martina's number 2 right now. If Martina wins this match, Monica will move to number 3, from number 3 to number 2. And if you're at the top of the Kraft General foods at the end of the year, you get a brand new Jaguar. Unusual.
Look out.
I think the wind blew it in at the last second.
Goodness gracious. I mean, Martina thought that thing had gone all the way to Redondo. And then she goes, oh, no.
At least she can smile about it.
Well, we talked about the wind earlier, and it was a factor there.
First serve.
You have to know how to play that wind. Out. 40-30.
She's able to push Monica a little bit further off the baseline because I talked about it before. When she's on the baseline and has control and is able to hit those angles, she's deadly.
Ooh. Let court judge almost got hit, and yesterday we had one who's now having a hard time wearing an earring.
Game to Seles. Now 3-2 Navratilova.
Tony?
Tennis, yes,
Oh,
Vic.
sorry. I wanted to mention that for me, I take my hat off at two ways. One, to Martina Navratilova, who for so many years could not win our national championships, and everybody said she didn't have it. She was a choke artist. She stayed out. She worked her guts out. She proved they were wrong. And on the other side of the coin, Monia Seles, who at 16, to me, in my opinion, has handled herself beautifully. I mean, I've heard the criticism about her, and when she was she gave flowers out to the people and things, and maybe it was a little showboat, but how many people at 16 are controlling the game? You don't really know what to do all the time, and you think it's in your best interest. I happen to like her. I like what she's tried. I like her honesty, but more important, how many 16-year-olds will go out there and give every ounce of energy to almost a point where you vomit? I mean, she is unbelievable to me.
As you can see, the lovely facility here at the Manhattan Country Club in Manhattan Beach. They do a very nice job here, don't they?
Yes, they do. The members love it.
Look at that crowd. Billie Jean, you were right. It'll be filled one day, and she did so much to start it.
She sure did, and still does.
Never forget the day.
You talked about the pressures of a 16-year-old. I think she's very lucky that her parents, Caroli and Mrs. Seles, I don't know what her first name is, Esther, they travel with her, and her brother Zoltan.
Martina got the good hop there and took advantage of it.
And also her dog Astro travels with her, so she kind of brings a little bit of home with her, so she's much more happy. And of course, with all the endorsements and the people pulling on you this way and that, you have to have a good entourage, people to protect you.
Well, Navratilova leads the tour in animal entourage.
Esther and Monia Seles, a cartoonist he is, and a fine tennis coach. But you know, Tracy, you did a lot. You had a lot of stuff like Monica, but you also had your brothers, Doug and Jeff and John and Pam and your mom and your pop and Dal, and you had your own little entourage, and you handled yourself just as well.
Thanks.
30 all.
30 all to expand. Navratilova on this trip has brought her 5 dogs and 2 cats, staying with a friend in the San Fernando Valley.
Who also has 6 animals of her own, the Murphys in Sherman Oaks.
A veritable zoo.
Good serve.
Yeah, it's just like the efficiency of Nolan Ryan, age 43, throwing close to 100 miles an hour. Martina not in that category yet, but very efficient. And if you watch her new serve, she comes back chest level and shortens the swing, so doesn't have too much, just good.
Good pickup.
Game Navratilova. She leads now in the second set, 4 games to 2.
Navratilova leads 4-2.
She's serving a lot better this set. She's hitting a lot with a lot more authority. Monica's not able to set up as much.
That backhand is deadly.
All right, now, she's got a great backhand, not so much on the forehand side, but when she had her chance there, she ran around the ball and hit it with the two-handed side as you watch. Okay, now she moves around it. Is that because then she can move it further with that left-handed?
Get more angle on that side, maybe.
It's interesting.
Tracy, Monica strings her racket as tightly as anybody, correct?
She's apparently stringing it at 75 pounds this week.
And the maximum's what, 80?
The tightest I've ever heard is Bjorn Borg at 80.
I understand yesterday she wanted it strung at 80. They attempted it, and 2 rackets snapped.
15-30.
Uh-oh.
15-30.
It's her second double fault. She's just changed to a new racket. This is her first tournament with a Yonex. I'm sure it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to it.
Looks like it's taking her at least 3-4 minutes. She really is.
Actually, I think it's helped her serve a lot. It's lighter in the head.
15-40.
Double fault again.
Correct. Second serve.
I beg your pardon. I was going with the chair umpire. Second serve.
Right down the middle. Martina hit that coming in shot right down the middle and cut down Monica's angles.
Now it's 15-40. Unforced errors.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And that's so far today.
Thank you. Tried the drop shot and missed. Game Navratilova. She leads 5 this match up at 1 set apiece.